Say, man, y'all all gather around, man. Some fresh game in town, man. Hey, man, when I come to this music shit, man, it's some really a lot of pimping going on, man. It's some pimping going on, right? When I say it's some pimping going on in the music industry, it's some pimping going on. A lot of these artists, man, you go way back, right? 50 Cent, Interscope. 50 Cent wanted to get out of Interscope. They wouldn't even let him out. They're like, no, we pimping, man. You can't go nowhere. 50 Cent had to do some reverse pimping, man. And what he did was he went and did a forensic accounting, you know, on his record label, on Interscope. And Interscope was holding $23 million. He told him, just let me go. And y'all can have the $23 million. That's a $23 million trap. That's a $23 million trap. I know some pimps been pimping all their life. They ain't seen 23 million yet. I'm talking about bad, all-American, blonde, blue-eyed, you know, stallions. You know what I'm talking about? You know, thoroughbreds, not Wonder Bread. They ain't never had to wonder about that bread. Just straight up dimes. No 8s and 9s, straight dimes. And ain't got 23 million. It's some pimping going on. Yeah, the record label was really pimping. And I ain't talking about in the South. They really pimping all over the world, man. These folks is making trillions and trillions of dollars. Hip hop is 1.8 billion people around the world. And I know some partners that got 1 billion, 2 billion, 50 million streams and getting $25 in the mail from streaming companies. It's some pimping going on in the music industry, man. They really pimping in the music industry, man. I know, because I used to be a stomp down cross country, hope to die Mac off the house on 197th and Hunchback. I used to be international and nationally recognized and locally accepted for this game, man. This ism. So I know ism when I see it, man. You know, there's some real pimping going on in the music industry. You know, Chameleonaire, my partner, man. It's my partner, Chameleonaire. He threatened the record label with the same thing. He told them, if y'all don't let me go, I'm gonna let all the rappers know that they can audit you and can find out that you've been really pimping. You know, but the pimping didn't stop there. Chameleonaire made millions. Listen to what I'm saying. Millions off of ringtones. Millions. He found the clause where he can bypass the record label. He can get a lot of that money. When they seen that Chameleonaire had peeped the game and he had woke up to their pimping, they immediately put this false narrative out about Napster. Now, Napster, just in case y'all don't know, it was supposed to be a company that was putting out MP3s with the artist music out. They was leaking music. But artists didn't understand that all the time it was the record labels. It was the pimps. They were putting the music out and lying and saying that it was somebody else putting the music out. Now, y'all, I can't get too technical, but y'all know, if y'all ever been with a record label, y'all know what they do behind closed doors. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want nobody to say, you know, I'm snitching on the record labels. You know, I can't say whatever, but I could just put it to you like this. There are a lot of things that goes on that make sales surpass what they really are. I can't tell you the back channel shit, but if they can do that, then they can also put out MP3s. And the reason why I'm saying MP3s, because it was said that Napster was putting out these MP3s and that these MP3s was messing up the music business. Thereafter came Spotify. Thereafter came the iPod by Steve Jobs. And now you can receive your music on Apple Music. What that means is that's the death of CDs. That's the death of cassette tapes. That's the death of 8-tracks, which is where artists was getting the majority of their money from. Is it strange to you? I know it's strange to me that P. Diddy and Suge Knight is in jail. Two of the brothers who made over $250,000, $250 million in the music industry. Master P made a lot of money. He figured out how to get 85% of distribution from Priority. He made a lot of money. Master P didn't get pimped. He was pimping. Suge was pimping. Puffy was pimping to a certain degree, meaning that he was doing better than the artist. When I say pimping, you know, from their perspective, they wouldn't get the lion's share of the money, but they was doing better than the artist. But both of them is in jail. Two of the biggest moguls ever in the history of this game is in jail. That is crazy. Cash Money Records ain't in jail because Baby was smart. Baby figured how to pimp with him. So Baby a big old pimp too. You know, he's a big old pimp. You know, Universal, big old pimps. So some pimping going on in the music industry. So once they converted over to iPods, and they converted over to Spotify and Pandora, that's when the money started getting taken from the artist. So now when an artist sell 1 million records and he got a CD, he was receiving $2 to $3 million from that CD. Now if he do 2 or 3 million, he only get $2, $3. It was the biggest con game, the biggest swindle ever in the history of the African American community. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, we drunk the Kool-Aid, right? You know, we fell for the okie doke. We was bamboozled, we was hoodwinked, and they robbed the community of a lot of money. The artists thought that it was cool to be on Spotify. Everybody, I'm streaming, I got 1 billion streams, I got 100 streams, I got 1 million streams. And they didn't know all the time they was getting played. It was some pimping going on, man. Some real pimping, man. Some real pimping, man. You know, they was pimping the shit out y'all. And y'all couldn't peep the game. They didn't come up with YouTubes. And then the guy that was responsible for the pimping, Leo Cohen, what'd he do? He take over YouTubes. Now, you see money in YouTubes to slow down. Why did the money in YouTube slow down? Because the pimps is over there at YouTube's now. You know, they're making sure that your RPMs or whatever the hell you call it ain't getting the just due. So now that you have streaming, you have artists getting little money, and there's no more CDs, there's no more cassettes. The labels is getting 30% of the money, and Apple, Spotify is getting 30% of the money. So that leaves 30% for all of the artists collectively to figure out how do they split that. So how do you split when they say whoever got the most sales get the money? How do you split with Drake? How do you split with Kendrick Lamar? How do you split with Chris Brown? That means you're gonna get about $10 to $15 off of millions and millions of streams, because they convince y'all that y'all all need to be in one box and y'all can share that box because it's too many streams and they can't count them. Well, what you can do is you can do a cease and desist. You can make them stop selling your music, or you can make them give you a report on how much music you're selling. So at the Hip Hop Fraternity, what we're doing, we're providing a service where the artist can come into a joint venture with the Hip Hop Fraternity, and we're gonna show you how to get the money, baby. I can't tell everything right now. It's just, you know, I'm kind of quiet right now about it, but just know that you're gonna be able to go to the HHF map at HHF Social, and you're gonna be able to actually send your fans over there to buy music directly from us. And you're gonna be able to do it in XRPs, Ripple, Coinbase, cross-border payments, you know, micro payments, fractionalizations. All of that's gonna be transpiring at the Hip Hop Fraternity. Cause we're gonna show you how to get up out the pimping, baby. We're gonna show you how to pimp. You're gonna pimp with HHF, baby. We're gonna pimp this shit together, man. 1.8 billion, man. 1.8 billion, America's only 5% of the world's population. That means that over 95% of the sales of the music is coming from overseas. And how do you get that money? Well, there's a strategy. And Hip Hop Fraternity gonna show you how to get that money. You know, we can't not continue to do business the way we've been doing business. the way the business is set up now, you guys are getting straight pimp. You got to get out of the streaming system. You know, you got to create a system where you can sell your music directly. You got to be with a system where you're partnered with a partner that's going to help you get all your money, man. That's the hip-hop fraternity. We got our own social media. You know, the people can come over there and they can set up profiles. They can follow you. We can send them notifications when you got new music. You know, we're going to show you how to get some pimping in, baby. You know, you got to get tired of being pimp, man. You can't let the record labels get all the money, man. You know, some of you artists, man, y'all got deals. And what happens is they give you $1 million. You take the $1 million. You go to the hood. You buy a Rolls Royce. You buy some jewelry. You broke. Now the record label saying, okay, we'll give you an advance on your publishing. By the time you get through taking advances, whether it's $10 or $15 million, guess what? You have no publishing left and you don't have your masters left. So you end up leaving the record label in an effed up situation. And hip hop fraternity, we want to make sure that you don't go through that anymore. It don't make sense for you to have a 15% royalty deal and a 50% production deal where you're paying 50% of $1 million video, $500,000. How many records do you have to sell in order to get that money back? How many streams do you need to get that money back? We're talking about at least 1 trillion streams or better just to pay the record company back $500 million. So what you dudes been doing, man, y'all been getting mashed on like an Idaho potato. You know, they've been sending y'all out there, man, on the chase for a big blue face, man. They've been giving y'all direction to hit the next intersection, putting you on some high heels and a mini skirt and putting you straight to work. Hey, man, we finna show y'all better ways and brighter days like Free the Lays, man. We're gonna show you how to drop those excuses and pick up a purpose, man. You know what I'm saying, me? How to, you know what I'm saying, be motivated, man. How to be an overachiever, man, and a believer, man. Because if you put it in your head, man, you put it in your hand, man. We're just going to show you how to put it in your head. Then we're going to show you how to put it in your hand, man. We're going to show you how to do some pimping and quit being pimped by the record label. Yeah, man. It's real talk, man. And make sure y'all go get my new book because there's a whole lot of game in it. The 48 Laws of Game. Pimpology on audible.com. You can listen to your car right now or on your phone. Or go get my other book, The Art of Human Chess. And make sure y'all come out April 4th. To the HHF Awards. And if y'all want to get VIPs, hit me up at 404-790-9627. And y'all can also go over to hhfmedia.com and get the jackets if y'all want them right now. I'm out, baby. Pimpin' Ken.
Hip hop fraternity, you know what's going on, man. There's only one way to do it, man. Real peace shit.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg got his HHF jacket, man. They're available at hhfmedia.com. Get your jackets now before they sell out HHF, man. HHF jacket, Snoop Dogg down in the HHF jacket.
HHF, HHF,
The ambassador of HHF.
Salute to everybody in the HHF family. This is the Cleveland chapter. This is Dollar Bill right here. We appreciate you, Ken. Everybody behind that camera on that side of it. For the people over here in Cleveland, Ohio. Much respect. It's about financial literacy. Let's get that right. We get everything else right.
I'm here to heal. I'm here to heal. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know what I'm saying? The American Health Association doesn't have our best interests in mind as melanated folks, so, you know what I'm saying? We're here to change the narrative. Not fun.
Boogeyman, hey man, say man, you already know what's going on. From the ATL to the 216, man. We HHF.
And that's what I want everybody to understand. It's our culture, our call. That jacket I give you, let me see that right quick.
Hip hop fraternity jacket, varsity jacket.
But it says something on it that's very important. I don't know if the people can see that.
The culture, our call.
Our culture, our call.
Yep.
So when we think about it, right, now this here is going to be very profound what I'm about to say. And make sure you go get my book, The 48 Laws of Game. That's right, Pimpology, The 48 Laws of Game. You can get it at audible.com. All you got to do is type my name, Pimpin' Ken, when you get to audible.com. And this book is